And joining us now in a NewsNation exclusive is Chris Mass. He is the host of the podcast LISK, an acronym for Long Island Serial Killer. So, Chris, you have pored over the documents in this case. What shocked you the most about the evidence against Heuermann?
I think what shocked me the most is how much there is and how overwhelming it is. I mean, these are facts in these documents that they have. I mean, there's still a trial, but I think there's so much evidence and how sloppy he was. I mean, he really just had all these phones and burner phones, and they were able to track him so easily. So I wonder why it took so long, but I think that was the most shocking thing to me.
Why do you believe there's such a fascination with this case? You've been covering it at depth.
Well, I think the fascination is that, this can happen, right outside the largest city in America, and that, at least 11, if not 17 women are connected to this and no one knows anything. So I think that's why it's fascinating, and just how this man's brain works, that he can have a family, live with a family, and do this stuff on his own time, I think is what really fascinates people.
As you poured over the details in this case, is this the type of man you pictured as the killer? A local, educated family man? And again, these are alleged crimes here.
This is who we thought it would be, someone like this. I think the only difference right now that is surprising me is if the reports that we're hearing, there's a lot coming in right now, of course, but how creepy he was. Because usually they fly under the radar, like, his neighbors have said, but there are reports coming out about how creepy and disturbing he was. So I think that's probably a little surprising, but it is someone who we thought it would be like this educated local and just under the radar.
Yeah, it really sounds like a movie. The key piece of evidence, or one of them, being this pizza crust. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I think part of this happened because New York is changing their laws for the DNA and how they can track down people. So, I think I was not surprised that they were following getting him DNA, but it took New York a while to get here with this DNA new evidence that they could use. But I'm glad they did, because it's led to an arrest.
So how about the criticism directed at police over the years? Will that die down now that there's a suspect in custody? Or do you think it's renewed people's anger over this case?
There is criticism, especially early on. I think that criticism is still there. We, on our podcast, we had the chief of detectives, the former chief of detectives, admit that because these victims were sex workers, that they probably weren't as high a priority. So I think that criticism is still there. I think the evidence that they had with the burner phones, how they tracked them, that should have, there's still more coming out. That should have been on top. They should have been on top of that sooner. And then the new DNA evidence is something that I think that's the new task force. And once they started that, a month later, they had this suspect in mind. So I think the early investigation still needs to be looked at as far as critically.
All right, Chris Mass, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.